How can I learn English quickly?
Well, there's no magic formula, but I can give you some tips that might help.
I'm all ears. What should I focus on first?
Start with the basics. Learn the most common vocabulary and phrases. This will give you a solid foundation.
That makes sense. Should I be studying grammar a lot too?
Grammar is important, but don't get too bogged down by it. Focus more on speaking and listening at first.
Okay, so more practice with real conversations?
Exactly. Try to immerse yourself in English as much as possible. Watch movies, listen to podcasts, and talk with native speakers.
I'm a bit shy about speaking. What if I make mistakes?
Mistakes are part of the learning process. The more you speak, the more confident you'll become.
That's true. Should I be taking notes while I'm listening or watching?
Yes, that's a great idea. Write down new words and phrases, then review them regularly.
How often should I be practicing every day?
Aim for at least 30 minutes a day, but the more you practice, the better. Consistency is key.
I'll try to stick to that. What about reading?
Reading is great too. Start with simple books or articles and gradually move on to more complex material.
Should I try to think in English instead of translating in my head?
Absolutely. Thinking in English helps you become more fluent and speeds up your learning.
That sounds challenging, but I'll give it a shot.
Don't worry if it's hard at first. Just keep practicing, and it'll get easier over time.
Thanks for the advice. I feel more motivated to keep going now.
You're welcome. Just remember to enjoy the process. Learning a new language is a journey, not a race.
That's a good point. I'll keep that in mind.
I'll take that as a yes then?
Yeah, I guess I didn't make it clear enough.
You seemed a little hesitant though. Are you sure about it?
I am, it's just a big decision, and I want to make sure I'm ready.
I totally get that. It's not something you want to rush into.
Exactly. But the more I think about it, the more excited I get.
That's a good sign. It means you're making the right choice.
I hope so. It's just a huge step, you know?
It definitely is, but you've thought it through, and that's important.
Yeah, I've weighed all the pros and cons, and I feel like it's the right move.
I'm really glad to hear that. I think it'll be a great experience for you.
Thanks. Your support means a lot to me, especially now.
You know I'm always here for you, no matter what.
I appreciate that more than you know.
So, when do you plan to get started?
I'm thinking next week. I just need to finalize a few things.
That sounds like a solid plan. You've got this.
Thanks for believing in me. It makes a big difference.
Anytime. Just remember to take things one step at a time.
I will. And if I start feeling overwhelmed, I know who to call.
Absolutely. I'll be here cheering you on the whole way.
That's exactly what I need, thanks.
Ain't that the truth? It's always the smallest things that get noticed.
Yeah, it's like no matter how careful you are, there's always something you overlook.
Remember that time we thought no one would notice the missing cash?
How could I forget? We were so sure we'd covered our tracks.
And then the boss immediately spotted the discrepancy in the accounts.
Exactly. It's like he has a sixth sense for that kind of thing.
We got too cocky, thinking we were smarter than everyone else.
Yeah, I guess we underestimated how closely they watch everything.
It's a tough lesson, but one we needed to learn.
For sure, it's scary how one small mistake can unravel the whole plan.
And it's always the little things that lead to getting caught.
Like that stupid receipt we forgot to toss.
I can't believe we left that behind, it was so careless.
Yeah, a small oversight, but it was enough to raise suspicion.
We were lucky they didn't dig deeper.
Lucky? I'd say it was a miracle we got away with just a warning.
True, we need to be a lot more careful if we're going to keep doing this.
Agreed. No more slip-ups. Every detail matters.
And from now on, we double-check everything before we leave.
Absolutely. We can't afford any more mistakes.
Lesson learned, next time, we'll be flawless.
No doubt. We've got to be smarter and stay ahead of the game.
And you left him just like that?
What else was I supposed to do? The security guard was coming.
But you didn't even wait to see if he was okay.
He knew the risks when we planned this. We couldn't afford to get caught.
Still, you could have helped him out. What if he gets busted?
If I stayed, we both would have been caught. It was every man for himself at that point.
That's cold, man. You were supposed to have each other's backs.
Look, I didn't have a choice. It was either run or get arrested.
And now what? Do you think he'll keep quiet if he's caught?
He better, or we're all in serious trouble.
I don't know. This whole thing feels like it's falling apart.
We knew it wasn't going to be easy, but worrying now won't change what happened.
Yeah, but what if he talks? We could all go down for this.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that. We'll have to lay low for a while.
I just can't believe you left him behind. It feels wrong.
I did what I had to do. If you were in my shoes, you would have done the same.
I'm not so sure about that. Loyalty means something to me.
Maybe, but now we have one more thing to worry about.
We'll deal with it if it comes to that. For now, just stay calm.
I hope you're right. This whole thing is making me nervous.
Come on, don't be like that, it's just a joke.
I know, but sometimes your jokes can be a bit much.
Really, I didn't mean to upset you. I thought you'd find it funny.
It's not that I don't have a sense of humor, Jake. It's just that you always push things too far.
Well, I'm just being myself. Why should I change how I joke around?
I'm not asking you to change who you are, just to be more considerate sometimes.
But if I start holding back, then I'm not being genuine. I don't want to censor myself.
It's not about censoring Jake, it's about respecting boundaries and knowing when to stop.
But where's the line? If I keep worrying about crossing it, I'll never say anything.
The line is where someone else feels uncomfortable. It's not that hard to notice.
I get that, but it feels like you're asking me to walk on eggshells all the time.
I'm just asking you to be more aware, especially when you're joking around with friends.
I hear you, but it's tough. I don't want to lose my sense of humor just to avoid conflict.
You don't have to lose it, just adapt it a little. It's not about winning or losing.
It feels like I'm the one who always has to give in though.
I'm not trying to make you feel that way. I just want us to get along without these arguments.
I guess I can see your point. I just don't want to lose who I am in the process.
You won't, you'll still be you, just a version that's a bit more thoughtful.
I'll try, but I can't promise I'll always get it right.
That's all I'm asking, Jake, just try.
Alright, I'll do my best, but you have to promise to let me know if I mess up.
Deal, we'll figure it out together.
Please subscribe and see you in the next video.